So yes, let us start with the second chapter today. Okay. I hope all of you can see my screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So welcome to the class. Before starting with the class, let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everyone. So let us start with the second chapter of this first chapter. Okay. So let us have before starting with the second chapter, let us have a quick recap of the first chapter. The name of the first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. And what is it called? Observing the arm. Observing the battlefield. Okay. So how different people made different observations on the battlefield. That's what is explained in the previous chapter. So we first saw that how Dhritarashtra observed the battlefield, where he where he was partial to his own sons, and he discriminated between his sons and the sons of Pandu. Even though he's a king, and he should take all of his subjects as his own, as his own family, but still Dhritarashtra is showing partiality among his own sons and the sons of Pandu. And that's what he's asking in the first shloka of the first chapter. And that's the only shloka spoken by Dhritarashtra. What does it say? Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamakav pandavas chaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. That O Sanjaya, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do by gathering in the battlefield? So this is the first observation made by Dhritarashtra. After that, what we see is that Sanjaya starts explaining the entire scenario, and we see that Duryodhana approaches his own guru, that is Dronacharya, and then he explains about that how his own army is powerful, how their army is also powerful, and it is expertly arranged by his own disciple, that is Drishtadyumna, who is the son of Drupada. As I told you last class that Drupada and Dronacharya had some kind of enmity towards each other. So Dronacharya did a yagna to please Lord Agni Dev, and from there we see Drishtadyumna was born, and he was born with an intention to kill Dronacharya. So that's how we see the history of the things. Then we see that how Duryodhana explains about various types of the people in his own army and in the other army, and he says that the strength of Bhima, the commander-in-chief of the Kauravas, is much more powerful than the strength of Bhima, who is the commander-in-chief for the Pandava side. Then after that we see there was blowing of conch shells. The blowing of Bhishma's conch shell signified that that victory will only be on the side of Dharma, and since Lord Krishna is himself present on the other side, so therefore he was indirectly trying to hint that that we are going to surely lose this battle. And then we see that there was blowing of conch shells of Krishna, Arjuna, and various other things. So I told you to revise through the names of the conch shells. Have you done so? Anybody? Anybody knows what is the name of the conch shell of Krishna, Lord Krishna?
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya, correct. Then what about Arjuna?
Devadatta.
Correct, Devadatta. So there are various conch shells. Rather, if you remember the shloka, you will be easily able to remember the conch shells. So see, it is like.
Prabhuji, can I say the shloka?
Yes, you can say the shloka.
Okay, Prabhuji. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmo Mahashanka Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha.
Very good. Do you know the next shloka? Ananta Vijayam Raja.
Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulastah Devashya Subhosho Mani Pushpaka.
Very good, amazing. So
thank you.
In these two shlokas, if you see, all the names of the conch shells come. See, Panchajanyam Hrishikesha. Hrishikesha means Lord Krishna, who is the master of all senses. So Panchajanyam Hrishikesha. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is another name for Arjuna. Pandram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vikodara. So Bhima's is and then we see Ananta Vijayam Raja, that Kunti Putro Yudhishthira, that Ananta Vijaya is the conch shell of Yudhishthira. Nakula Sahadevasya Sughosha Mani Pushpakav, that for Nakula and Sahadeva it is Sughosha and Mani Pushpakav respectively. So that's how we see. And then we see that then we come to that how Arjuna starts lamenting about various things, that once he first instructs Lord Krishna to come in between of the battlefield so that he can view all the other people. And then we see he soon starts lamenting about that why should we kill our own people, there is his own guru Dronacharya, his own grandfathers, that is Bhishma, and his own well-wishers are there all on the other side. So why should he, fight this war? And then he gives various reasons to this. So anybody remember, whoever remembers at least one of the 5 reasons also, they can raise their hand. I'll give chance to one of all those who raise the hand. Whoever remembers even one of the reasons, you can kindly raise your hand. Yes, Shrika Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Because of Bhagwan Krishna and also the Hanuman flag.
So that was the signs of victory of Pandavas. I'm talking about the reasons for Arjuna's lamentation.
Because there is no enjoyment fighting them, and he feels family traditions will be broken. And
any other? Remember? Okay, fine. We'll give to chance to Lasya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Because it's a sin for killing their own family members.
Yes. 2 more left. Anybody remembers? What was the very first reason? What can you see here? Compassion, right? He is feeling compassionate. And then there is last reason, that is indecision. Okay. So these are the 5 reasons: compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. These are the 5 reasons. And then there is 9 signs of the victory of Pandava side. These ones you can, I'll give you one more way. You can just go through and revise through all of them, and you can try to understand and remember all of them. Now, these are the 5 subject matters in Bhagavad Gita. Have I talked about this in last class? Or I'm not sure. I don't remember, I think. Anyways, let us start. 5 subject matters are Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So Ishvara means Lord, Bhagwan, that is Lord Krishna himself. Jiva, the living entity. Prakriti is the material nature that is present around us. Kala is the time factor. And karma is the various activities that we do in our day-to-day lives. Any activity which bores a result or a karmic reaction is usually referred to as karma. Okay. Now let us start with the chapter, the second chapter. So the name of the second chapter is Sankhya Yoga, and it is famously called as Gita Saramsha, or contents of the Gita summarized. So this is the second longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita after the 18th chapter. It has 72 verses. So see, and the 18th chapter has 78 verses. So like, see, whenever we submit any project or assignment, see, what do we do? First, there is the cover page or the light introduction explaining the entire scenario. Okay, what is this thing about and all those things. Okay, a cover page basically explains all the things that what is the project about and which topic, who has submitted, and all those things. Then we see there is a synopsis or an index type of thing. Okay, what does that explain is that it will explain all the contents, that what all things are going to be, what all contents can we see in this particular. Whenever you even open a book also, for first page after the cover page is the index page. What does the index page show? It shows the name of the chapters, the number of chapters that are present, and all those things. So basically, it gives you a basic idea of what all things you are going to see in the future in this book. And then we see there is after that we see, as the chapters go on, there will be explanation of each chapters. So that similar way is Bhagavad Gita's design. It's such a type of thing. First chapter talks about the basic scenario of everything, so that you understand. Otherwise, let's say they started from the second chapter, so directly Krishna starts explaining. Now you should at least know, right, why Krishna is explaining. What is Arjuna's problems? See, whenever you cannot simply give the answer key without the question paper. You must have the question, then only you can get the answer, right? So therefore, first chapter gives us the basic scenario of the entire Bhagavad Gita, of the entire scenario for the starting of Bhagavad Gita, and then we see from the second chapter onwards the true knowledge of Bhagavad Gita begins. Yes. So now let us go through the second chapter. Who would like? Wait, I'll read the shloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kutastwa Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarajustam Aswaryam Akirti Karam Arjuna. Who would like to read the translation? Please raise your hand.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all benefiting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to the higher planets, but to infamy."
Okay. So now Krishna is asking, suddenly, Arjuna, what happened to you? Why are you getting so much of confusion, and why are you in such a state of mind? Please keep your mics mute. Yes. Okay. So Arjuna, Krishna is saying that suddenly what happened to you, Arjuna? Whenever someone is like, let's say there is a very intelligent boy in your class. Suddenly he starts getting many of the answers wrong. Okay, and he got average marks. He didn't get the marks that we usually expect. So you all will start thinking, what suddenly happened to you. And so similarly, here also Krishna is showing concern for Arjuna, that why suddenly you have such type of things. Now let us understand this very clearly. Okay, 3 stages of God realization. These things will also be revised in the future chapters, but try to understand here and itself. Okay, so this is one of the most important topics. Okay, so understand this 3 stages of God realization. Okay, now whenever you look at the sun, okay, you can see 3 features of the sun. Okay, okay. First, what you see the first you see the sun as a planet. Okay, the sun planet you see. Okay, oh, it's and whenever you see sun, what do you see first? Sunshine, the rays of the sun that is coming into your eyes. Okay, of course I won't recommend you to directly look at the sun, but I'm saying, like, whenever we even have a glance at sun, first what we see is that we see the sunshine or the rays of the sun that are emerging out from the sun. Okay, after that, whenever if we go closer and closer to the sun, though that is not possible, but you can just imagine. Okay, you are going closer to the sun, so what will you see? You will see the surface of the sun. Oh, that you see that sun is a very huge ball of fire, and there is a lot of type of reactions happening inside the body of a sun that causes it to produce heat and light. Okay, so that's where when you go more closer, you can see the surface or the body of the sun planet. Then soon, if you go more and more further, let's say you enter inside the sun planet, then what you'll see the sun god who is prevailing in that who is prevailing in the sun planet. Though scientists do not believe in such things, but it has been told in our shastras. So, but the thing is that we can't go inside of the sun because we don't have that suitable kind of body. If we are given that suitable type of body, then we see that there are many there are many people, there are many souls which are actually living in moon. Okay, that is what our shastras say. So therefore, uh, please try to keep your mics mute. Okay, so as you go further into the sun, you see the sun god. Okay, this can be also understood by another example. Let's say you have a train. Okay, let's say you are looking at a train very far. Okay, first you'll see, oh, there is some line thingy, there is some line that is going on, then as you come closer, you see, oh wow, there are some boxes which are moving, in some track or something. Okay, and soon when you reach the railway station, that time you can see very clearly, oh, this was actually a railway station that is going, on a railway track. Okay, so that's how you understand it. So similarly, whenever we are going, whenever we are trying to understand about God, there are these 3 stages of God realization. First is Brahman. The Brahman means impersonal Brahman. Oh, that God is some kind of light, some kind of energy that is present in the world. No, it's not like that, because you haven't realized the further stages. When you realize God more further, you look at him as a Paramatma, which is present inside everybody's heart. That is the super soul. Okay, super soul is present in everybody's heart. We'll discuss about this in the future chapters in more detail, but for now, try to understand this. And Bhagwan, when we enter into Krishna's abode, we see the beautiful Shyam Sundar form of Lord Krishna with the flute and him wearing various ornaments and wearing wearing a yellow garment, a yellow garment, and his body having a complexion similar that to the dark clouds. Whenever you see clouds, whenever you see clouds that are raining, which are filled with water, that color, that type of complexion is what is present in Lord Krishna's body. Okay, so that's how we understand. Now talking about Bhagavan. Now see, we see in this chapter. Okay, we see till now they have told that Arjuna Uvacha, Sanjaya Uvacha, Dhritarashtra Uvacha. So why can't we say Krishna Uvacha? Why Shri Bhagavan Uvacha? So that is how we'll understand that why Vyasadeva, who has written Bhagavad Gita, why he has mentioned the word Bhagavan in this. Okay. So see, if you understand a little bit of Hindi, you must have noticed. Okay, you say Vidwan. Vidwan. What does Vidwan mean? The one who is full of knowledge, one who is full of vidya. Then we see Dhanavan. That means one who is very rich. Dhanavan means Dhana means money. So one who is rich, who is full with money, is called Dhanavan. Okay. So like that, you can take various other examples also. Buddhiman. The one who has so much of intelligence is called Buddhiman. Now here also you see Van. Okay. So Bhagavan. So now you'll ask what Bhaga means. Okay. Bhaga means opulences. Okay. The various opulences that Krishna has. So Krishna is full of opulences, but here we see Parashara Muni, who is the father of Vyasdev, has mentioned that if you have these 6 opulences in full, if any personality has these 6 opulences in full, he can be called Bhagavan. Okay. So what are these 6 opulences? Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashasya Jnana Vairagya Yoshchaiva Sannam Bhagan Itingana. So what does it say? Aishwarya. Aishwarya means riches or prosperity. Okay. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Okay. These are the Aishwarya. That is the opulence. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Viryasya. Samagrasya means prosperity. Viryasya, that is strength. Okay. Viryasya Yashas. We say no, Yashasvi. Yashasvi means famous. Okay. Famous. Yashasva Shriya. Shriya means beauty. Jnana, that is knowledge. Vairagya, that is renunciation. Jnana Vairagya Yoshchaiva. Sandan Bhagan Itingana. That one who has these 6 opulences full, that personality can be called Bhagavan. Okay. So now let us understand the various examples that how Krishna has these 6 opulences. Okay. First is all riches. Okay. Krishna's wife is who? Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So you can of course understand that he is extremely rich. Okay. We see that in Dwarka he had 16,108 wives, and for each of the wives there is one palace. Okay. So that means he is simultaneously living in 16,108 palaces. So first, that's how we can understand that he is very, very much rich and very much opulent. Okay. Second, that is strength. Okay. We see at the age of 7 years only, he could lift an entire Govardhan Parvat to save all the to save all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Okay. So that shows his strength. Fame. You see, during his time, he was famous all around the world. And now also we see that even after 5,000 years, we see people are still remembering him. So that means he is very much famous. Okay. Fourth one, that is all beauty. Okay. He's very much beautiful. Okay. Even there used to various queens and various people, they used to faint by looking Krishna's face. Okay. That's how beautiful he was. And it is said that, see, Krishna's one name is Madana Mohana. Okay. Madan means Cupid. Okay. So the one who even attracts Cupid is called Madan Mohan. So that shows that Krishna is 1,000 times beautiful than Cupid. Okay. So that's how we see he has all beauty. Then all knowledge. Okay. We see this 45 minutes of conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. We are taking so much time to understand because it has so much of deep meaning inside it. So it was just a song of Lord Krishna that was, it was just a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna of 45 minutes or maybe 30 minutes also. But still, we see how much time we are taking to understand this. And it has the solution to all the real problems in your life. So that's how we see Krishna is very knowledgeable. He has knowledge of all the things. In 13th chapter also we see that he is the knower of all fields. That all we'll discuss later. Okay. so as we go on to the various chapters, you will be able to understand all these things very nicely. Okay. Sixth is all renunciation. Okay. Even though Krishna is Bhagwan himself, he was so humble to accept the position as a charioteer of Arjuna. For his devotee, he can do anything. So that shows his renunciation. Okay. So this is how we see he is opulent. He has these 6 opulences in full or in unlimited. Okay. So that's why Parashara Muni says that Krishna is Lord Krishna is Bhagwan himself. Okay. Now let us see this 7th sloka of the 2nd chapter. This is one of the most important slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ चेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Who like to read the translation?
Prabhuji, can I read it?
Yes.
Now I am confused about my duty. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me clearly what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Okay. So see, we see this is one of the very nice quality of Lord Krishna. Okay. Arjuna kept on telling his problems. Okay. In the first chapter, we see he's kept on telling his problems. Okay. And Krishna didn't even speak a word. Okay. About it. Okay. Then we see now he's like, okay, fine. Now since I've told all my problems, so but see, still Krishna didn't speak. Okay. He'll speak. He'll actually start speaking after the after Arjuna only surrenders. We see Krishna starts as speaking the true knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So therefore, it also shows a quality of a student and a teacher. The teacher should be a good listener, that he should be able to understand all the problems of the student, and he should be waiting patiently, not that he interrupts the student in between and all. Many people have this attitude, many teachers have this attitude. I'm not saying not all teachers, but there are few teachers. Okay. So this is one of the quality which all teachers should acquire, and the quality of a student should be that while the teacher is explaining, he should not have his own ego in between that says that, oh no, what teacher is saying is wrong, only what I say is correct. Okay. Not like that. Once you are wanting a solution to your problem, that time you have to listen to the teacher in a humble mood, so that the teacher can explain you everything very nicely. So this shows how the relation of a student and a teacher should be. So see, we along with the teachings, we can see there are various life lessons also which we can learn from this chapter and this Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Now let us start with this. Let us start with the chapter. Okay. The true knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is now starting. Okay. Now who am I? Am I this body? Do you think you are the body? Just say yes or no. Okay. No, right? Why? Can't you be the body? Every day you are touching yourself. Don't you feel that you are that body only? Okay, if you say you are not the body, then what are you? You could be the mind, you can be the intelligence, right? Or you could be the senses also, right? What do you say? Am I audible, everybody? Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Soul.
Yes. So this is the first thing which we are going to learn. We are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Okay. Now, understand one thing. Okay. whenever we say, okay, whenever we say, okay, someone passed away, okay, when someone dies, we see that person passed away, okay. Okay, so now when we see the body is still there, okay, who passed away? So therefore, see, indirectly we are referring that the body didn't pass away, the soul passed away. So therefore, the true self is the soul. Okay. Now one more thing. Okay, you might have noted. I hope you are able to see my camera, everybody.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever we are whenever we want to help our friend, you say no. I am there for you, right? So whenever we say I am there for you, we are touching our heart. Why are we touching our heart? Because uh, we are showing that soul is actually present in our heart. So therefore we see that uh, see that indirectly again we are saying that our true self is the soul. So that's how we can say, even in daily life we are saying that uh, our true self is the soul, not this body. Okay. Now, as I told you, soul is situated in the heart of every living entity. Okay. Now, we take care of the body. How do we take care of the body? By keeping it clean, by eating things so that we can get some energy to do work. And also we also take rest, or we sleep every day, so that we can remove all the fatigue and the tiredness which is present in our body. Okay, so that is how we take care of the body every day. Okay, but now see, you know how to take care of the body, but do you know how to take care of the soul? How do you take care of the soul? What is the food for the soul? The food for the soul is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or in other sense we can say the performance of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so the food for the soul is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So everybody, let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Okay, you all can unmute your mics. Okay, 3, 2, 1, start. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we see the food for the soul is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. Now let us start. Okay. Now let us see what is the size of the soul. Okay. Now it is mentioned in Kathopanishad that the size of the soul is very, very small. Okay. Now how do you understand this? Is that, let's say, let us take a tip of the the tip of the one strand of your hand. Okay. Now if you take that piece, okay, once you remove one hair and take its tip. Okay. Now cut that tip into 1,100 pieces. Okay. Now, if you take that one piece and again cut into 1,000 piece, that 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair will represent the size of the soul. That's how minute, that's how small is the soul. Okay, so we see that's how small is the soul, and this is described in the Kathopanishad. Okay, now let us understand. Okay, 13th verse. Okay, देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. Who like to read this translation?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes.
As the embodied
Soul continuously passes
to this body from
in
boyhood
this
to youth,
body from boyhood to youth
to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change.
Okay, let us see that what does this shloka explain is that, see, just like how we pass through various stages of your life, so just like how we pass through various stages of our life, similarly the soul passes from one body to another body. Okay, now why you cannot say that you are the body? Okay, you can take one more example. Okay, take your photo when look at your photo when you were like very very young. Okay, let's say some months old, or let's say 1 year old, very very like an infant. Okay, and now you take your photo now, compare them, you see that there is a lot of change, but still you see the body changed, but still you are still you only, right? Let's say your name is let's say your name is Krishna. Now also you are Krishna only. So that's how we see that the body changes, but the soul does not change. Therefore, you are not the body, you are the spirit soul. Soul takes another body at the time of death. Now, if they ask how many species of life are there, the 84 lakh species of life. Okay, so sometimes see, there are 84 lakh species of life. Okay, now see, among these 84 lakh species of life, the most best form of life is best species of life is the human form of life. Now why? Let us understand. Okay, now see, we see human can also eat, animal can also eat, human can also sleep, animal can also sleep, human can also meet each other, animal also can meet each other. Then what's the difference between human and an animal? Okay, now the difference between human and animal is that humans can think, animals will act according to their own nature. They usually do not have that control over them. Okay, now, well, let's take an example of a tiger. Okay, now by nature only, tiger is a carnivorous animal. Now, if you give grass to tiger, it won't eat, because it's what it is in its nature. But we see let us take humans. Okay, now if the humans wants to eat vegetarian food, it can eat vegetarian food also. If the human wants to eat non-vegetarian food, it can eat non-vegetarian food also. But the thing is that uh, it all depends on your choice. Now see, you still have that choice. Okay, and you still have that thinking ability. Okay, you can think, oh, why should I take non-vegetarian food? It can cause death of so many animals also. So you can have that thinking capacity that oh, why should I do violence for my just for satisfying my taste? Why should I kill some other animal? And then you can switch to becoming a vegetarian. Okay, so you have that thinking capacity, but animals do not have that thinking capacity. Humans have that capacity to question things. Okay, you may ask so many doubts. Okay, but if you try to explain Bhagavad Gita to animals, do you think they will understand anything? No, they won't understand, because they don't have, it's not there in their nature only to understand the process about God. Okay, so that's how we see humans is the best form of life. So therefore, please use this human form of life wisely by serving Lord Krishna and going back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so if you waste this human form of life, you have to undergo the cycle of passing through all these 84 lakh species of life, and after so many births, you will finally get a human form of life. So therefore, you can see Durlabha Manav Janma, that the human form of life is very very rare. Okay, now see, in this they say that in 13th chapter, we see, in 13th shloka we see, they say soul passes from one body to another. Is there any scientific proof for this? Yes, there is. There are many such cases of reincarnation. Okay, if time permits, we can even show some videos related to this. Okay, there is one evidence about Shanti Devi, an Indian woman who convinced Mahatma Gandhi of her reincarnation by remembering her past life. Okay, and there are various other examples where they say that they even remember their entire family, where their family was situated, who was their children, who was their wife, and they have even met them, and they have told secret things which only their family knows, and these family members have proved that, see, that he himself is our old person present in front of us as a child. Okay, so there are various such evidences about reincarnation. It is called as soul transmigration. Now let us look at the 14th shloka. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agamapayino nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. Who would like to read the translation?
Prabhuji, may I can?
Yes.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their experience in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons.
Okay, so just like how seasons appear, we see happiness and distress also appears in life. So therefore, since these changes are temporary, we should not become bewildered by such a change. Okay, न जायते म्रियते वा न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Who would like to read this? Yes, Krishna and Prabhu.
For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, Satchit Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge, bliss.
Okay, so we see the nature of the soul is Satchidananda, that is unborn, eternal, and ever existing. Okay, Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda means full of bliss. So that is the nature of the soul, and there is no birth nor death for soul at any time because it is eternal. Okay, it's not like this body. Yes. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्य अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Who would like to read the translation? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes.
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
So this
Hare
is
Krishna, Prabhuji.
So you can see this is self-explanatory that every day you change your clothes, okay? Because the clothes get dirty, okay? So similarly, we see that soul also accept new types of material bodies when as they give up the old and the useless ones, okay? So you see here we see this is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Here we can see that we are able to understand these things because Krishna is giving us examples through daily life examples. So this is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. See the way how Krishna is explaining, so that we can relate to each and everything about the soul. Okay. Now let us see. नैनं चिन्तन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः. Would like to read the translation?
Soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the weather.
Okay. The soul, as I already told, is Satchid Anand. Satchid Ananda. Sat means eternal. So since it is eternal, it cannot be destroyed by any means. Okay. It cannot be cut into pieces by any type of weapon. It cannot be burnt by fire. It cannot be moistened by water, nor it can be withered by the wind. Okay. So there is no ways that you can try to destroy or affect the soul, because soul has spiritual nature unlike this material body. Okay. So you can see, you cannot cut it, you cannot burn it, you cannot dry it or wither it, nor you can moisten it with water. Okay. अवाच्यवादां शबहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिता निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्. Who would like to read this? Yes.
Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and will scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you?
Okay. So let us go back to the 5 reasons. Okay. First is compassion. Okay. So the compassion that Arjuna is showing, what does Krishna reply to that? Saying that they are the body, they are not the soul. Therefore, why are you being compassionate to the material bodies? Okay. Now see, you should not take this ring in any wrong sense. Okay. That, oh, everybody are body, everybody's soul, not the body. So I can just simply kill anybody. No, this thing has been told in the context of Arjuna. So therefore, because he was showing compassion to the body relations, but we see that here Krishna has proved that we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. Now the second thing he's saying is no enjoyment. Now he's saying that Dhritarashtra and all the people will be like, oh, that day you remember Arjuna, such a coward fellow, bro. He does not have any guts to fight. He doesn't have any. He's such a fearful, coward fellow, that he doesn't know how to fight, and he was simply told that he was the best archer of the world. And so basically they will try indirectly in the future, they will try to talk bad about Arjuna. Okay. And they will try to scorn his ability. Okay. So like, what can be more painful for a kshatriya? So that's what Krishna is saying. Okay. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चय. Who like to read the translation?
Prabhuji, can I?
Yes.
O son of Kunti, either you will kill down the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up, fight with determination. So it's like he said no enjoyment. Okay, but here we can see it's a win-win situation. Enjoyment on both sides. If you even if you're killed or even if you're not killed, you'll enjoy both the sides. Okay, if you're killed, then what will happen is that you will attain the heavenly plans, because the battlefield was Kurukshetra and it is Dharma Kshetra. So therefore, whoever is fortunate enough to be killed on that battlefield will be attaining heavenly planets. Okay. And we see, or else, let's say if you win, you do not get killed, then you'll enjoy the rule of the kingdom. Okay. So therefore, in that case, we see win-win situation. Both the sides you can enjoy. So therefore, get up and fight with determination. Okay. नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पम अप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Who would like to read the translation? Okay. Anybody? Am I audible? Prabhuji, can
Yes,
I?
yes. Read.
In this endeavor, there is no loss and a little advancement on this path. can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Okay. So in the process of devotional service, even if you do a little bit of acts of any act of devotional service, that will never yield you to any type of loss. It will always create a spiritual credit to you. Okay. And the the result or it will be added to your spiritual bank account, and the thing will remain permanent. It will never go in vain. Okay. And this little advancement on this path of devotional service can save you from the greatest type of dangers. Okay. Here we see a Lord Hanuman as a very great example. And does anybody know the story of that squirrel and Lord Rama? If anybody knows, you
Ji
can.
Prabhuji, can I tell?
Yes, Rene Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Prabhuji, like when Ramji was building the Rama Setu, so at that time there was a small squirrel which gave a stone to Lord Rama, and on that stone was written Ram. So Lord Ram became happy and gave it liberation.
Correct, very nice. And also we see that he had marked the he had marked the three fingers on his three or two, I think, on squirrel, and then that found the stripes of squirrel. Okay, we see. Yes. So now let us go ahead with the next shloka. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I didn't get the certificate for this course.
No, see, what will happen is that, have you joined the level 3 group? There
No,
you will receive the
Prabhuji.
certificate. Okay, I'll send you the link, don't worry. For
Okay,
now, let us
Prabhuji.
continue.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sayaatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushakhayanantascha buddhayo vyavasayina. That those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. Okay, what does this shloka say is that try to focus on one area. Okay, do not be focused on multiple things, otherwise you'll become multi-branch, like just like a branch, which is having just like a tree which is having branch on so many sides. Okay, so therefore we see it's not, nowadays we see people start they have this trend of multitasking, but we see multitasking cannot bore any benefit to you. So therefore Krishna is saying that we should try to focus on one task. People ask that there are so many kinds of distractions and all. So Krishna here answers that that try to be focused on one thing, okay, at a time. If you are going through social media, if you're going through any if you're going through your mobile phone or something, then use it at that time, but have a time limited. That 15 minutes means only 15 minutes. After that I will go back to my studies, or whatever thing that you have to whatever work that you have in your on your daily schedule. Okay, so therefore Krishna says that be resolute and be focused in one. And here we see Arjuna, this is a great example of Arjuna. He was very focused, and when he was asked to shoot, he shot right at the eye of the bird. Okay, now let us go through this shloka. Yavan artha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Who would like to read this translation? Yes.
All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
Okay. So therefore you should know the purpose behind the Vedas. What is the purpose behind the Vedas? Krishna says in the 15th chapter, Aham sarvasya prabho. No. Aham Vedaisha sarver aham eva vedya. That by Vedas I am only to be known. So main purpose of Vedas is to know, to understand about Lord Krishna. Okay. So therefore we see, whenever we do such as any kind of task, try to know the purpose behind it. Why are you doing that thing? So all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind it. Okay. Now these are two slokas which are very important, and after that we'll conclude with the chapter. Okay, very important shlokas. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्तेषु पजायते संगात् संजायते कामात् कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रम स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. So this is an entire cycle. Okay, everyone who wants to read the translation?
Prabhuji,
Can
can
I
I
read,
read?
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Prabhuji, can I read?
You can read.
Prabhuji, may I can
Yes. Read. Continue. Go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Read.
While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops such attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. Would like to read the next sloka's translation?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes.
From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Okay. So this is an entire cycle. Okay. Now let us understand this through an example. So what are the stages? First is contemplation of the senses. Then attachment, lust, anger, delusion, bewilder of memory, loss of intelligence, and fall. Okay. Yes. So let's say, let us take an example. Okay. Let us say your friend bought the latest iPhone. Okay. Latest iPhone mobile. Okay. Let's say iPhone 14. Which one is famous right now? I think iPhone 14. Maybe. Yes. So let us say they bought iPhone 14. Okay. Very, very latest, and one of the most expensive phones. Okay. Now first what will happen? Your friend will show you this phone. Oh, see, I bought this new phone. Okay. Then you're like, oh wow, very nice. Let me look at the features and all. Then you will see, wow, what a beautiful camera, and all whatever megapixel camera will be there, and so much of features you will see. Okay. And you see it looks very beautiful. Then slowly you'll be like, wow, I wish I did, you will start like, gosh, or I wish I had this phone, imagine I had this phone. So slowly you start thinking about it. Oh, how lucky is my friend, bro. Their parents allowed them to allowed them to have a phone. Why can't my parents also allow? So you'll start having some kind of attachment. Okay. Once you start having attachment, slowly you will be like, I want this phone. I want this phone at any cost. Okay. You're like, if my friend has this, then why can't I have it? So then you will go to your parents. Okay. That mommy, papa, can I have this phone? They'll be like, no, it will hamper your studies, and you won't, and you are too, you are too young to manage such a big type of phone. Okay. Then you'll be like, what is this? Even my friends has phone. Why can't I have phone? Okay. Then suddenly you'll become very much angry. Okay. Like, oh no, what is this? His parents allows, but my parents don't allow. Okay. This is very much unfair and all. Okay. So you will start getting anger. Okay. Then you will come into delusion. Okay. That my parents don't even wish any good luck for me, and they don't have any they don't have any care about me and all. Okay. That is delusion. Though you know that your parents care a lot about you, but still you will be in that delusion. Then you'll be like, oh no, my parents do nothing for me. See, his parents, they do everything for him, my parents don't do anything. Though you've seen that since the childhood only they have taken care of you, they have done so much of sacrifice for you, but still you will forget all of them. See, bewilderment of memory, that you'll forget all of the things that they sacrifice and everything they have done for you earlier. But you will be like, for that particular moment, you'll be like, oh no, what is this? My parents don't even do this. And suddenly you might get so angry that now you will start throwing things hither and thither, and uh, it happens sometimes when you are very much angry. You might have noticed this. Okay, so slowly you'll come out of, you'll be so much out of your anger that you will start losing your intelligence, and slowly you will fall. Fall means like not fall in that terms, like physically falling, but you will fall materially, that you will you will fall in your in your state of mind, and you will lose your intelligence. Okay, so that's how everything starts. Okay, so here understand one thing. Okay, they have said dhyayato vishayan pumsa, that by contemplating at the objects of senses only you can have attachment and all those things, but not just by looking. Okay, if you have just looked at the phone, wow, it is, you appreciate the phone and all, but then you understand, then you realize, okay, actually I don't even need this phone, and I should not even have such type of phone. It will simply distract me and hamper my studies. So if you try to control yourself by like that, then and there only the problem is solved. Then you won't have to undergo all these stages. But if you start thinking too much about that object of senses, then it will be very much it will be very much devastating for you. But until you are in the stage of attachment and lust, even at anger also you can stop. But after that, if you are still thinking about it, then you will slowly undergo all these stages. So therefore it is better that you start, and then in that moment only you'll be like, okay, it's a very nice thing, but Krishna, if Krishna wants, he will give me. If Krishna doesn't want, he won't give me. So I don't have any problem with anything. Okay, so that's how we see. This is how we should. This is what Krishna teaches us, that these are the various. This is a cycle of fall. Okay. So I hope you understood these two slokas. They are very much important. Okay. If you get any other examples for this, you can you can try to search other examples, or if you have experienced any such other examples for this, then you can I will discuss that in the next class. Okay, so with this we complete our chapter 2. I hope you are able to understand everything. Okay, I hope you have been able to understand everything. So with this, let us conclude. I'll share the attendance link, and once you finish the attendance form, you can leave the class. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Let us do the concluding prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Kuti Vaishnavrind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.